Hello Mechwarriors, and welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we try to be a better mech commander every day. Today's topic is the best weapons the Inner Sphere has to offer. These weapons are a little less flashy than their clan counterparts, but are quite solid all the same. We're starting off with one of the later era weapons, and it may be the best weapon the Inner Sphere has to offer. It is the Snub-Nose PPC. At a mere 165 battle value, it matches up well with the ER Large Laser. They are effectively the same weight, since the ER Large Laser requires an additional double heatsink to cool, and the Snub-Nose PPC weighs 1 ton more, and the ER Large Laser's preferred fighting range is 14, where the Snub-Nose PPC deals the same amount of damage, albeit at one lower range. But where this weapon shines is its 9 short range, the longest in the game, in which it deals a solid 10 points of damage. The Snub-Nose PPC is light enough that you can take multiple of them, and is a truly excellent weapon on a fast cavalry mech that can use its speed and 9 short range to beat out the target numbers of enemy units. A good example of this is the Men Shen, carrying 2 of these deadly PPCs. Next we move on to the king of the Succession Wars, and still a solid weapon, even all the way up to 3150. The Humble Medium Laser is an ultra-efficient brawling weapon. In terms of damage per heat and damage per ton, there are very few weapons that can beat the Medium Laser. There is a good reason why the Hunchback 4P is one of the most popular medium mechs in the game. Carrying a devastating salvo of 8 medium lasers is nothing to sneeze at. Next we'll be talking about Gauss rifles. The standard Gauss is one of the only weapons that the Inner Sphere had during the clan invasion that could keep up with its clan counterpart, with the exact same stat line and simply weighing 2 tons more. In fact, this is the reason why the Hollander was invented, a cheap walking Gauss platform that could be used to threaten clan mechs at their preferred fighting range. But the classic Gauss rifle is not the only fantastic Gauss weapon that the Inner Sphere has to offer. The Silver Bullet Gauss rifle is among the best anti-air weapons in the game, with the same weight and critical space as a standard Gauss rifle, but costing over 100 battle value less. Its 15 pellet clusters, similar to an LBX cannon, will make short work of VTOLs and vehicles on a hit, and is an incredibly efficient crit-seeking weapon. The Heavy Gauss and Improved Heavy Gauss are both very interesting weapons in their own right. They're quite heavy on battle value, and their minimum range is rather long, but these weapons strike with the heaviest damage possible in the game, the original Heavy Gauss rifle in particular, hitting with a devastating 25 damage strike. Their heat and critical space requirements do limit them to the realm of heavy and assault mechs pretty much exclusively, and as I discussed in my video comparing the Hunchback 4G and the Hunchback 4P, putting all of your eggs into one basket is often not the most efficient thing. However, having faced these weapons in combat, I can say with assurance that they are absolutely terrifying. Dealing 20 damage out to range 13 is something truly horrific to be the victim of. Next up are LBX autocannons, and in particular the LB10X. Producing only 2 heat and weighing 11 tons, this weapon is overall fairly comparable to a standard Inner Sphere PPC, having the same range and no minimum range, and around the same battle value once ammo is taken into account. Here too, the Inner Sphere basically matches the clan counterpart, only being 1 ton heavier. The LBX autocannon is a very flexible weapon, able to serve an anti-air and crit-seeking role with cluster rounds, and serve as an excellent piercing weapon with solid shot. Overall, with battle value, weight, heat, and flexibility, the LB10X autocannon is very hard to beat. Next we have the Plasma Rifle, another weapon that could be compared to a PPC, with slightly shorter range but no minimum range, and the added effect of being extremely effective against infantry and vehicles, and adding 1d6 heat to any mech hit. Most clan players I've spoken to have stated that they would much rather have a plasma rifle in their arsenal than a plasma cannon, despite the plasma cannon's better control mechanics and superior range. The plasma rifle is another very flexible weapon, able to take on vehicles and infantry much more effectively than most weapons, while still serving as a highly effective anti-mech weapon. Most consider the plasma rifle to be a straight upgrade over a standard large laser. I would recommend running this alongside Inferno SRMs, to ensure that you can hit the heat cap of 15 from external sources on any heat tracking unit. Our final weapon is the Multiple Missile Launcher, or MML. I have done a fairly extensive video on these, be sure to go check that out. But the power of the MML is its flexibility. I'll show you what I mean. These are all ammo types that you can take with the MML3, other than these, technically. From Tandem Charge to Smoke to Inferno, the MML can fight both at long range and at short range by swapping between SRM and LRM ammos. They do need to be taken either with a large launcher, such as the MML7, or with multiple smaller launchers, in order to have efficient ammo usage. A single MML3 can fire 40 LRM rounds, meaning that you'll want about 3 or 4 of them in order to make effective use of the ammo, while the MML5 can fire 24 LRM rounds, meaning you'll probably want at least 2 of them. Keep in mind that the SRM rounds are a little bit less numerous, which brings me to my main point. MMLs are great SRM replacements, but aren't that efficient when it comes to LRMs. The MML3 in particular is the most efficient of the launchers. It is essentially an SRM3 weighing the exact same amount as an SRM2 with 1 additional missile in it, but it is rather bulky at 2 crit slots, as much as if you had taken an SRM2 and an LRM5. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I miss any fantastic Inner Sphere weaponry? What's your favorite Inner Sphere weapon to use? I think mine are MMLs, or medium lasers. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help out the channel. Stay safe out there, Mechwarriors, and have a great day.